Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 22nd, 2014. This is Tech Talk Today, episode 79, and today it's definitely, without any question, a fall day. It feels like fall out there, and it knocked me back a bit. Took a little wind out of my sail, so to help me along, to sort of bring me up to the next level, the extremely talented Angela Fisher is in studio. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
Hi there. How are you doing?
Good. Wearing my last jacket.
Yeah, you are. Is that keeping you warm in this fall weather? Good.
Yes.
Nice.
I couldn't just wear my raincoat.
Well, we thought, you know what, we'd do something different today. Let's have a mumble room join us. And this mumble room is going to be equipped with some of the smartest people on the internet that have an opinion on so many things. So let's bring them in. First time ever on the show today. Time-appropriate greetings, mumble room.
I'm excited.
Where are the smart people?
I like that a couple of you played along. Thanks.
You guys are awesome.
That's nice. All right, let's start with a little bad news for Windows users. Microsoft is confirming that a zero-day exploit is being used in the wild. Microsoft is warning users about this new zero-day vulnerability that's being exploited, and you'll love how it happens. It's a good old OLE object. Now, the object linking and embedded object stuff that's in Windows has been the source of so many problems, and that's where this one lies. So user interaction is required. Microsoft wants to make that clear. Right now, the way it's being exploited is through PowerPoint files that are being sent via email attachments. So people
Wow.
a PowerPoint
Didn't
file.
Olay die like 1,000 years ago?
No.
Like before Mordor and like the Crusades?
Yeah, but of course, nothing in Microsoft world dies ever.
Yeah, of course not.
And the vulnerability affects all supported versions of Windows right now, and there is currently no patch for it.
Wow.
Microsoft is investigating the matter and deciding whether or not they'll issue an out-of-band patch.
Wow.
Okay, so wait, how does this actually work? Is this like a standard old school Olay Olay attack?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, of course there's not going to be a patch for it because they haven't patched it in 15 friggin' years.
So the problem is people are taking advantage of it right now, and there is a workaround fix. There's a Microsoft TechNet article to fix it.
I know. Stop using PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Open all attachments that are sent to you via email,
yeah.
especially XML.
Leave the office.
It really does come down to stop opening attachments. Okay. Next story. This one, while we're on the Microsoft train, let's just keep on riding. Woo-woo!
Oh, boy.
This one's a little sad. Microsoft is sunsetting the Nokia brand. Now, remember, Microsoft bought out the wireless division of Nokia. So what used to be called Nokia phones will now just be called Lumia phones.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Isn't that amazing? This is starting in France right now, and then it will go across the rest of the world. Microsoft will align all of the brands. They're also changing over their Facebook and Twitter. Microsoft has confirmed to The Verge that other countries will follow this rebranding in the coming weeks. Microsoft's decision to drop the Nokia brand itself doesn't mean that Nokia is going away fully. Everybody keep this in mind. Nokia itself, the company, still exists, but without its phone business. It now focuses on mapping and networking.
Robot slave.
Well, here's what's interesting. So right now, they're still in Finland, focusing on networking services, infrastructure stuff, cloud services, mapping services, things like that. Microsoft kills off the Nokia brand and calls them Lumias, right? But Nokia is actually allowed to start making phones in a couple of years. They're not. They have only a couple of year non-compete with Microsoft, and they could actually start calling them Nokia phones again.
Yeah,
Nokia.
After their entire business has been crippled and destroyed.
Well, maybe not, though. Think about this. Maybe what Nokia did was jettisoned a totally unprofitable division of their company that was tied to Windows Phone, sold that crap off to Microsoft. Then they go back.
Them lay off everybody.
Well, but then they go back. They double down on infrastructure services like the Here mapping system and things like that, which just rolled out to Android, I believe, today. Or I saw there's some update for Here Maps on Android today. And so you have them. And what's key to a successful smartphone platform? A good back-end infrastructure, all of the tie-in services, right? So they double down on building those right now, and then in a couple of years, when
they'll be free,
and they come out with maybe an Android-based phone or something like that, that's a Nokia phone again.
Right,
or maybe one of the Linux ones they left off doing before Microsoft paid them a load of money.
Yeah.
Good point.
Praise the Lord.
Absolutely.
It could be Nokia could be the phoenix that rises from the ashes in a couple of years. And so Microsoft sunsetting the brand, while sad because I'm an old school Nokia fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Best phone I've ever had in my entire life. Second only my iPhone.
Yeah, Angie and I, our first cell phones were Nokias.
Yes.
Mine too.
And they were just great phones. So I was sad when I saw this headline. Then I realized long term, this actually could be a good thing.
Essentially what they did is just cut their ties with Microsoft temporarily.
And got rid of it. And it can sit back, let the market settle for a bit.
Yep.
And, and see what shakes out.
Wasn't that the whole thing about Microsoft's first big round of layoffs, like last 3 months or whatever, that they were liquidating the Nokia department or whatever?
A lot of them, yes. Yep.
Yeah, okay, so yeah. But no one is that Machiavellian now.
Okay. So while we're on the big proprietary company bandwagon, let's talk a little about this iCloud thing that's been going on. Have you guys heard about China and they're intercepting iCloud traffic, trying to do a man-in-the-middle attack against iCloud users? Now,
Our cloud is better than their cloud.
It's not exactly clear who's doing it. Based on trace routes, people suspect. Now, this is their evidence, is trace routes. They suspect it's the Chinese government. I guess this started happening with the rollout of the iPhone 6, and web censorship blog Grapefire suggested the hackers aligned with the Chinese authorities were using a man-in-the-middle attack in order to harvest Apple ID information from Chinese users that visited the iCloud.com website. So this isn't...
so they were trying to break the new protocol or whatever, or the new...
They're trying to capture... So here's what they relied on. So this is a man-in-the-middle attack that relies on a web browser that is extremely popular in China. And this web browser isn't properly validating SSL certificates. So the China, or whoever was doing this, and you need to kind of be at the ISP level because you're intercepting the traffic. That's why they suspect it's the Chinese government.
Object lesson for the United States. This is what happens when you make, yourself insecure intentionally.
Well, yeah, this is actually some of the equipment that does this is even actually manufactured in the U.S. too.
Of course.
So they take this.
Palo Alto.
This browser is improperly checking the certificates, and the Chinese government is able to put up a fake website, a fake iCloud login, a mock website, and they're capturing users' credentials and theoretically storing them just for future reference.
Wow.
Of course, yeah, especially because iPhone will no longer keep your encryption key, allegedly, which I think is just
Apple did confirm that this is happening, and they released like a SSL best practices, like stop using that browser, use Safari, use Firefox, or use Chrome. It's essentially
good luck if you're in the non-free world.
Right.
In terms of,
Right.
Yeah, I know. Also, the Chinese government released a statement saying that they are resolutely opposed to the hacking and have nothing to do with it.
Of course not. Same way as America is resolutely opposed to the opposition of Americans' Fourth Amendment rights.
Right, exactly. All right, so if you hear a little drilling in the background, you may not. I don't know. I think it's probably getting picked up. Mumbleroom, do you hear a little bit of drilling in the background?
Just a bit.
That is some work we're having done on the JB1 Studios. And one of the ways we afford some infrastructure improvements like that is by the funds that we raise on our Patreon page. Patreon.com/today is where you can go to help invest in not just things like creating the shows, but actually things like improving the building that we work at. Because now that we have more people working here, we had to change the front door out. It sounds like one of those small things, but it ends up being extremely expensive, and who expected that to have to happen, right?
Right.
So it's these kinds of things. Well, they happen all the time when you have a business especially one that's growing, especially.
Yes.
Especially, not especially one that's growing. That's why the fundraiser we do over at patreon.com/today is critical to our future growth and future projects that we're experimenting with. There's certain expenses when you are, let's just say hypothetically, we were working on a new show. And this new show needed music licensing and art creation and licensing and all of the assets to go along with motion graphics and all of these things. You would assume that might cost several $100s. Plus, you got to pay for somebody to travel out here to meet with you. Things like, let's just assume it's things like this. That's where your money would go to every single month. Things like that. Or a trip to Ohio for coverage of a Linux Fest. Things like that. Patreon.com/today. The funds we raise there help all of our shows. We're trying to get to 400 by the end of the week.
Yep, by Friday. So the day after tomorrow,
388
12
right
more.
Now. We just need maybe if we had a big surge. Maybe if we have a big surge. Patreon.com/today.
Maybe if the people listening to the show and the live chat room and the Mumble Room shared it on their social networks.
It's true. And any dollar
Just
amount you
12
can
more.
afford is fine. We have a suggested of 3.
People?
12 more people.
We have a suggested of 3, but if you can only afford $1, $2, we appreciate it. Patreon.com/today. And maybe we'll save you a little money because we have some good news for those of you who have the extremely popular Samsung 840 Evo drive. I think it's like one of the best-selling SSDs of all time. And it has a major performance bug. So here, we're going to save you a little money right now so you don't have to buy a new SSD. You can fix it.
Oh, I was going to say burn it?
No. Samsung is issuing a firmware fix. The community has been pushing them about this for a long time. There's a bug in the Samsung SSD controller that apparently slows down read performance tremendously for any data more than a month old that has not been moved around on the NAND storage. Samsung said in a statement that the read problems occurred on its 2.5-inch 840 Evo SSDs and 840 Evo mSATA drives.
Wait a second.
More than, yeah.
That's what my iPhoto does.
Slows down?
yeah, like it's just like the performance dramatically
I don't
decreases
think you have
if
a
I
Samsung.
if I look at pictures that are older.
Right.
Like there's a noticeable. It's when I do that I then start having like
it could
printing
be
issues.
I don't think these are the same things.
Okay, well, I'm just when you read that, I'm like, that sounds exactly like what happens to
When you go really back in the old library.
Yeah,
it
like
gets
when I was
slower
trying to
than
clean
normal.
out photos because
Yeah.
I have 70,000.
That's ridiculous.
The crickets.
Oh, I do have crickets.
Yeah, I think
They're on a different show though, but just in case you never.
there we go.
There they are.
Yeah.
I knew they were lurking.
Also.
Oh my gosh, it's Anderson Cooper, everybody!
That sounds like Seth. That sounds like Seth.
Really?
Negative. You heard
Oh my
no
gosh,
Seth.
it's Anderson Cooper, everybody!
Cooper, woman.
That's a woman?
No, but.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't think it was.
So anyways, link in the show notes to go get your firmware fix. I know a lot of you out there have that drive, so I wanted to make mention to it.
Sweet.
Also, while we're on the Samsung, then we're going to get to our Kickstarter of the week. Samsung is now producing 32 gigabyte RAM modules, 128 gigabyte RAM modules to follow in one stick.
Whoa.
I want that.
Yeah. And this is really getting crazy, you guys.
You know what? That is the perfect stocking stuffer. That's all I'm saying.
Well, your board's got to support DDR4, but you're right. That would be pretty
fits
sweet.
in a freaking stocking.
They're going to get to a capacity. These are server chips right now, but they'll come to us consumers. A capacity of 128 gigabytes by applying, get ready for this, 3D through silicon.
Oh yeah.
Which will encourage further expansion and high density of the DRAM market. It's called TSV technology, silicon via 3D through silicon via technology. I don't even know what the hell
Who's
it is.
developing this?
Samsung.
I
Oh
want
yeah,
one.
baby.
Yeah, I'm
I
ready.
just need Intel to hurry up on those next-gen processors.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. But right now it's for servers only, so don't get too excited. But it'll come to us pedestrians soon. So you ready for the Kickstarter of the week,
Yes,
Angela?
yes.
It's the Kickstarter of the week.
Do we want to follow up with Oh, did I just mess that up?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Did we follow up on the last one that we did? How they tweeted you and
No, if you want to mention it, you can. I didn't mention it.
No,
this is the
that's
first
okay.
time we said anything. They said which one was it? Oh, it was the granola one.
Yeah, the granola strolla.
Yeah, granola
That
strolla.
Nobody
tweeted.
liked the name of it, but yeah.
What the hell
They
is
tweeted and said
that?
thanks for the coverage because I think we gave them a bump. We pushed them over. I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like they were not even halfway there, and then a couple days after our show, they were like, yeah. So
All
yeah,
right.
they just gave us a shout out.
So what is it, Angie? It's our
Kickstarter of the week.
nice. That was good. Yeah, we need to get a jingle. We definitely need a jingle. So this one is pretty close to funding. Any of you Back to the Future fans may have already heard about this one. It's blowing up all over the tweeters.
That's expensive. What is it?
It's an actual hoverboard. It's a real-world hoverboard. Here, I'll start playing the awesome hipster music, and we can go. There we go. So it is a real-life, honest-to-goodness hoverboard that actually hovers.
Told ya.
It's called the Hindu, or that's who's introducing it, the Hindu. They're introducing the world's first real hoverboard and hoverboard developer kit. So you can also...
So easy that even a kid can do it.
No, he's showing the kid imagined it, right? And then the dad's like, I can make this happen. So that's what happens. So dad comes along, he's like, hi there, son. I see you're working on something. Here, I'll jump ahead a little bit because it's all just music.
And own you
So
with
here
my
it is.
mouth.
This is the actual hoverboard. He's actually hovering. That's,
See? Told ya. Future's coming.
what do you think, Ange?
No.
All right, so you're like...
Helmet required.
You're like, okay, it looks like an interesting toy, but they're also working on a kit where you could like put this technology under a piece of furniture, and then you have a plate that the furniture sits on, and you could actually move the furniture because it would be hovering.
With the power of your mind.
No.
It's
No,
about
you-
time.
You're not buying it?
No.
Really?
Kidding me?
This is-
Andrews,
this
come
is-
on.
This is the first real-world hoverboard. This is an actual, honest-to-goodness...
First of all, they didn't give like a close-up view of it at all.
Oh, here we go.
Jill Henderson. We're the founders of Hendo. The Hendo hoverboard is something that has to be experienced in order to understand.
Oh.
Words cannot describe it.
There you go, see?
Same thing as
underlying
sex
technology-
Anabola.
It's totally scalable. We can make it really small or really big.
That's what she said.
It's always for the problem.
There you go, look at this. This is a little developer kit that hovers right now you can get.
We are able to turn, move, drive around in any direction.
What do you think of that?
Go up and down
Andrew,
slopes,
come on.
or do it all at once if you like.
No.
Imagine a vehicle with all the freedom of a car.
Do you see that?
Oh, okay,
all
that's
the
better.
efficiency
Do you
of
see
a
that?
high-speed train.
I wonder if they use
Our
magnets.
They are
engines,
using magnets, yes.
That is now possible.
Well,
The
then
Hendo
you have to
hoverboard
have
is
a.
the
Yes,
first step.
you do, but they're working on
It's a
making
proof
that
of
cheap
concept.
and possible.
The simplest
You have to have
path
a
for
board that
demonstrating
sits on top
new
of.
technology in a way everyone can understand.
Where are you
It's
going
a
after
dream
school? The
realized.
magnetic
When you
park.
support our Kickstarter
Andrews,
campaign,
all I have to say is,
one of
it's
the
the Libyans!
Yeah, this is every Back to the Future watcher's dream come true.
I told
Yeah, it's
someone in a
about time.
bar 3 years ago that this would be possible within the next 10 years.
Now, okay, here's the thing: if you were all thinking solar freaking roadways was a good idea, imagine the infrastructure investment there. With this, you really only have to do it like in your living room or an office space. You just have to have it in flooring.
No friggin' kidding!
So it's like way easier than solar freaking roadways.
You wouldn't hoverboard in your house.
Well,
No, but you would hoverboard
I
other
would.
objects that are
Yeah.
too heavy for you to lift.
this whole
in
table
your
could be on
house.
hoverboard like little extenders, and you could hoverboard this whole table.
You know what I'd like to see?
What?
Hoverboard down the stairs.
All right, here I want to show you a couple
You
more
are
things.
a sick, evil woman,
So-
Andrews. I used to love you, but you're hideous and monstrous now.
So here's what we got. Here's the vitals. 1,100 backers. They have a goal of 250,000. They're at 235,000. 53 days to go. You can get a developer kit. You can get for like I think you gotta get at 150 you get a hovering display kit. I don't know what that is.
What's the smallest? What are the donation rate or the Kickstarter ranges?
300 to get a white box development kit. You can get in at lower levels, but you don't get much.
Well, not now, but $300 is pretty steep. So what's like? Is there a tier underneath that?
Yeah, you can get if you just want the white box developer kit that I'm showing on screen right now. This is just a real basic. It hovers. All of the parts are in there, so you can play around with that. That's
what
like
you said.
that's like at 150. You can get that at 150.
I would totally put $150 behind.
See, look at that. How cool is that? How
Meh.
cool. Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Super
This kid who's
skept.
impressed by anything that lights up is not impressed by things that hover.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not large scale enough. I don't know.
Well, I agree
It's
there.
not practical either. It's just another thing. It's just another thing.
You need a hover park in your garage.
Look at this though. Where
Yeah,
you-
if there were hover parks, that would be one thing. So like down the road, but
Those
yeah,
are called skate parks.
Oh my gosh, putting little hover cubes on the bottom of Lego toys. How cool is that? That is so cool. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's a boat and it's flying around the Lego mat. That is so neat. Oh, on trains too. Yeah. I think it's a pretty neat thing. I don't think it needs us to back it though.
No.
I'm not. Yeah.
I think it'll probably find.
Chris, you want one?
I do, and I come back to if you people out there will fund potato freaking salad, you should go fund this freaking hoverboard.
No ass. Absolutely.
So that's my advice.
How did that end up? I wonder. The potato.
Hopefully horrifying. I
Okay.
hope they all got food poisoning.
Get your brain.
Actually, he got so much money he threw a potato salad party for everyone.
Get your brain ready for this, right?
Through
Since
a what part?
it's magnets, it's not going to require constant power.
Right.
Rikai is saying on their Kickstarter page, they're talking about in earthquake-prone areas, you could even build houses where the foundation is built on these.
Absolutely. This is like the whole, idea of a quadricopter. I mean, if you built a quadricopter into the base foundation of an entire friggin' building and had it earthquake safe from the beginning, no, I'm not even. You think I'm kidding?
No.
No, I mean, having anyway. Never mind.
Now what do you
I
got, Andrews? All right, we got to get out of here because we're going to go get breakfast.
Yeah.
Have breakfast.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll have a link to that if you want to go get yourself a hover freaking board and send us in a video of it. That'd be awesome. Right? Because I'd like to see that.
Yep.
I'd like to see a hover freak. I think it's the coolest thing since Back to the Future itself. That's just my take on it, though. So what do I know? So here's the details. Tomorrow is the last Tech Talk Today of the week. You see, I had a little
scare me
suspense
like
there.
that.
I know, a little suspense.
dare you.
However, we won't be here on Monday because Ange and I are going to Ohio, and I'm going to be way, way too hungover to do a show in the morning, and plus I got a lot of editing to do. So I won't be doing a Tech Talk next Monday. But we will be here Thursday. And
Tomorrow.
Ange won't be. She's bailing.
Yeah, I won't be here.
So I need a double turnout. Everybody come here, and because I'm going to be super lonely, and I won't have anybody make faces at during the show, so I'll need you. And if you can't make it to our live show, which is at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, I could also use your help over at the subreddit, techtalktoday.reddit.com. Submit something over there you want us to cover. Give us your feedback, your insights in the comments, or just vote things up and down, ladies and gentlemen. techtalktoday.reddit.com. Okay, Andrews, is there anything else we need to talk about before we get the S out of here?
think so.
Cool.
Oh, you know what? We could use some hashtag suggestions for.
For Ohio Fest.
For Ohio Fest.
Yeah,
like we don't want to use. I think they want it. What did they want us to use?
It might just be Ohio Fest or something. They have an official hashtag, but then we
Yeah.
thought for our meetups and coordinating stuff, we should have our own
for
hashtag.
you guys to follow. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any suggestions, hit them at Anders ANGRZ on Twitter.
Yep.
With your hashtag suggestion.
Yep, that would be fine.
Yeah, good suggestion. Okay, well, let's look back at a time when Nokia was cutting edge. Nobody had it figured out like Nokia did back in the early days before the smartphone when Nokia was the champ. We'll see you back here tomorrow, everybody.
Don't let the world spin you around. With the new Nokia 7110 in your hand, you have the world at your fingertips. Turn and click to write a message. Use the Navi roller to select from up to 1,000 names, each with up to 5 numbers and 2 rows of text. Life is too short to stand in line. The Nokia 7110 supports World Wide Web, mobile media mode, an open standard which connects to services and text information on the internet. Book tickets, check timetables, do your banking. Why search when you can find? Join a news service and receive only the news and information that interests you. Real-time stock prices or news about your company. Why be tied to one place? Check your email or have fax headers sent straight to your phone. To make it easier to use all these services, the Nokia 7110 has a huge display, large fonts and predictive text input to make writing much faster. With the built-in dictionary, you can write faster and easier. In the Nokia 7110, the internet meets the cellular network. Global information meets individual freedom. The Nokia 7110 puts the world at your fingertips.